right? PornHub has a monopoly on the industry, about 80% of it when it comes to both video, just all of it. That's too much. When you have that, did I explain this in the last video? Okay. When you have that, they can do whatever they want to you, either as a viewer or as an actor or actress. You keep thinking of them as the standard, or like you gotta go there and like you have no choice and all that. That's your mindset. You have no other choice because that's all you think. You don't know the reality actually, which is what? You have alternatives because you have bargaining power, because you're profitable as a porn star. You have to remember that, and you have to know that when you negotiate. You're supposed to come to a consensus, and both sides are supposed to be satisfied in terms of like what you do when you work and how much you get paid. If they don't give you the terms that you want, and you know that you're hot, you just gotta move on to a different label. Because you're on labels, you're not on PornHub. Yeah, no. You're working for a label, not for PornHub. You're forgetting that too. Because they're on level 2 around you, talking to you, making you think that you're working for them. Are they paying you? They're not giving you a paycheck or an EBT. It's the label paying you. Is it not enough? It's either enough or not enough. If you weren't satisfied beforehand, you get into working, of course you're satisfied. And then afterwards, what are you thinking? You're regretting it. Because you didn't make enough, maybe. What about these stories about the people who are making a lot? Oh, there are two. Oh, they're the ones that are being ranked, right? So think of what you got to do. If you're like not ranked, you're trying to get up there. It's your bargaining skills and doing whatever it takes to get hotter. If it's your appearance or what you're doing when you're working or whatever, you got to know what it is you got to work on in order to get up there. You got to be paying attention to what people are saying, and then the people are profitable. You don't have an issue when it comes to money, right? It's them taking you down too. How about them making you break your lock? You move around until you find a place that doesn't make you do that. Then you don't have to. Then you can have a regular like session, and then you don't have any regrets either. It's not falling into the mindset of you think things have to be this way because that's how everybody does it. You have to be able to create. No. For yourself, firstly, realize that that's not true and they're lying to you. Well, that may be the case in terms of trends or the industry, but what? If you're hot, you got the capability to change things in the industry. You don't think so? Well, what am I doing? I'm not a porn star, but I'm a porn consumer. Just like everybody else. Everybody needs to, right? It's where you put your money as a consumer. What if you're an actor or actress? What are you concerned about? I would be concerned firstly about breaking my lock or not, and then how much money I make. You don't want to die for one. If you don't have to, wouldn't you rather? Well, some people like that. Well, if you like that, that's your deal. You'd be doing that regardless. But if you don't want to, you just move along, right? It's what? It's your negotiating skills again. Or did I even say it? You got to know how to speak your mind and tell them what you want and not hide it or double. Because once you go that route, you start having negativity in your communication, and the relationship's not good. If you can at least speak your mind, and they don't, you can if you're relaxed, you can see what they're thinking, just based on their body language. And then you just move on. You got to think. It's not set in stone the way things are these days. If you move along, eventually, if you're hot and people are jerking off to you, someone's gonna give you the terms that you want. You just have to be persistent and keep moving until you get what you want. You got to be able to deal with deals or like talks of deals not going down the way you wanted. You being disappointed that you couldn't be on that label for that video or whatever, even for the first time. Maybe it'll come back around to you after you make an agreement, a contract, even verbal, with a label that gives you the terms that you want. You just have to wait for it, right? It's just like relationships, right? You get desensitized to the event of like a meeting or something, or a phone call, or communication not going the way you wanted, and you just move on to the next one, even if it's not like a label that you were down with or were like really into, or like you're waiting for the future or something. You gotta be able to adjust to situations and then realize that that's your reality. Once you get to the point that you know what your reality is, you're good, you know. You don't have any negativity, and you can chill and you can think, and you're objective and everything. And it's probably even better. And it's even better for the consumer because they don't have to deal with being dicked down and switch-ins and losing it while you're like watching and all that. That's what we all want. So I think that's it for now. It's gonna be the last one probably. I'm gonna game in like half an hour.